If you've been looking for homes in Lancaster but struggling to find things in your budget and thinking, you know what, is it worth me getting a fixer-upper? In this video, I'm going to be going through, is it really worth buying a renovation property? Can you truly save money? And can you add equity? What is considered a fixer-upper property? Now, this is going to depend on who you are. If you're someone who's not particularly handy, just something that needs some flooring, some paint, that might be what you consider a fixer-upper. However, if you're someone who works in construction, you may feel like you're able to tackle those bigger things like kitchen renovations, plumbing, and electrical. Whatever your level of experience, there's probably going to be a property out there that fits your level of fixer-upper. Are fixer-upper properties less expensive than move-in ready ones? Now, usually yes is going to be the answer. Depending on the time of year, you may find that actually, even if it is a bit of a fixer-upper, it still can be pretty competitive to win a home. My wife and I, we bought this property about 2 years ago in the spring. And even though it was in need of some pretty major rehab, we still had to offer above asking price with no inspections in order to get the home offer one. Now, the good news is we did still manage to buy it relatively low in price compared to properties that had been renovated in the area. We bought ours for around 260,000, whereas homes were selling for around 320 to 360. Now, some of the properties, even if they have been flipped, actually need a whole bunch of work on them anyway, or you may find that the person who flipped them hasn't quite made them to your liking. So then you'll be paying a premium price for a product that you're going to go and have to spend more money on anyway, in which case a fixer-upper home may make more sense. Can buying a fixer-upper property help you build equity faster? So exactly the plan that my wife and I wanted to do. We found this property in the neighborhood where it was slightly less than the average price. We bought it. We've been renovating it ourselves over the past 2 years. So we basically redone all of the painting, all of the flooring. We've updated some of the electrical. Basically, we're at a point where, although we've probably spent $30,000 and hundreds of hours of our life renovating it, the home is definitely worth considerably more than when we bought it. And now we're going to be able to refinance now that rates have dropped a little bit and be able to remove the mortgage insurance and enjoy having a home at an affordable payment in an area we want to be in. Number 4, what are the biggest risks of buying a fixer-upper property? The main things to watch out for are going to be the electrical. So if there's any knob and tube wiring, this can be very expensive to remove. Make sure the plumbing is updated. If you're interested in having central air, it's probably better to get one that already has it, or at least has the ductwork. You want to make sure that the structure of the basement is in good condition, as well as, again, these repairs can set you back tens of thousands of dollars and basically blow your entire budget that you would have spent otherwise making it look nice. Just because it's cheaper than the home next door, you may actually end up spending more money than just purchasing one that's already renovated in the long run. Are fixer-uppers a good option for first-time home buyers? So I would say the answer is yes, if you're willing to put in the work. Now, we already had some experience of renovating houses. We have a couple of rental properties. We've done a couple of flips in the past. So we were able to get, materials for cheaper than a lot of people would be able to get them. We had contracting contacts who we trusted to come in and do some of the work. And ultimately, if you're pretty handy and you can go on YouTube and you have a decent budget to do the renovation, you're probably going to be in good shape. My recommendation would either be save up a little bit more money before buying a fixer-upper property, or maybe just having a slightly higher monthly payment and buying a home that is move-in ready. Also, a few things you don't really think about is that when you are renovating a home, it does impact your life. For example, we just had our kitchen floor done, which meant that we didn't have a kitchen for about a week and a half. My wife was pregnant, so when they were doing the work, she couldn't be in the house because the smells of some of the renovations and the glues and stuff they were using made her throw up. So it can be pretty disruptive to be living in a home where you're doing renovations. Number 6, how do people purchase fixer-upper properties in Lancaster? So just because it's a fixer-upper doesn't mean it's going to be particularly cheap. It doesn't mean you're necessarily saving any money, and it may still be pretty competitive. So what you want to do is conventional offers and cash offers are going to be the cleanest because homes that need renovations can be trickier to get certain types of financing. There is a FHA program called an FHA, I think it's 301B, and this is a renovation type loan. Now, what I will say about this one is there's a lot more paperwork. It's a lot trickier to get things accepted, and you need to have money in the bank to do renovations as well. And the renovations typically will be higher than what you think they are. So even if you manage to get some money towards renovations from that loan, it probably won't cover all of them. If you're a seller in this area, again, because there is such a demand for these properties, you're probably going to get someone who is offering you a cleaner cash offer or a conventional offer. So if you are using one of these other programs, you may have to offer more money, which means actually you're better off, again, just buying another property that's already been fixed up. So should you even buy a fixer-upper property? Now, for many buyers, including myself and my wife, the answer is yes. We get to live in a home that we really like. It's a size that enables our family to grow. We're in a great neighborhood, and we have a much more affordable monthly payment than if we'd gone for the bigger fixed up home already. Now, that said, it can be very stressful living through renovations. If you're not very handy, you're going to have to either learn to be very handy very quickly, or it can be very expensive to do. There is also something about if you are willing to do the work, then if you pick the things that you really are either good at or enjoy doing or aren't too scared to do, focus on that, go earn more money from your normal job, or maybe pick up an extra shift or two, and then use that money to pay a contractor to come in and do some of those bigger items that you don't want. Ultimately, what it comes down to is, are you willing to take on the project? Is it a home that you really want to be in the area for? Are you going to be living there for more than 5 years? Because if not, it probably doesn't make sense to purchase it anyway. And are you on a firm enough financial footing in order to be able to put money into the property? Make sure you can get as many inspections as possible. We weren't able to get inspections on this one. So when we flushed the toilet, guess what? It came through the kitchen ceiling. Not ideal when it was week one in the property. So get inspections, make sure you've got the right type of financing secured, and then ultimately set yourself a strong budget. And after that damning report, if you are still thinking about buying a fixer-upper property in Lancaster, then click this video here, which talks about what inspections you should get or what you should think about before purchasing one. And in this video here, we can talk about the pre-approval process and what different types of loans may be right for you.